preys on the weak, but never the strong.
After Warner Brothers' unsuccessful attempts to reboot Tarzan, Sony has now acquired the rights to bring the character back to the big screen after 8 years. Fans are suggesting that Superman would be an ideal choice for this new adaptation. Tarzan, originally created by author Edgar Rice Burroughs, is the orphan son of a British lord and lady, stranded on the coast of Angola and raised by a tribe of great apes in the African jungle. His story has been adapted numerous times for film and TV, starting with the 1918 silent film Tarzan of the Apes, and even inspiring Disney's animated adaptation in 1999. Back in 2016, Warner Brothers made the latest attempt to revive the Tarzan franchise with director David Yates, known for Harry Potter and the Fantastic Beasts. The Legend of Tarzan boasted a star-studded cast, including Alexander Skarsgård, Margot Robbie, Christoph Waltz, and Samuel L. Jackson. However, the studio reportedly lost around $40 million on the film, and it received harsh criticism from reviewers. Initially, Warner Brothers had hoped the movie would lead to a sequel, but those plans were scrapped soon after The Legend of Tarzan failed to meet expectations at the box office. Sony has now taken over the Tarzan film rights from Warner Brothers, aiming to revitalize the franchise with a total reinvention of the character and story, as reported by THR. Currently, no screenwriter or director has been confirmed for the project. Rumors are swirling that Henry Cavill might be in the running to play Tarzan in this new adaptation. It might be a good thing Henry Cavill has the star power to make this project a success. Henry Cavill has quite the star power in the entertainment industry. He's known for playing diverse roles across TV and film, starting with Charles Brandon in Showtime's The Tudors from 2007 to 2010. Cavill gained global recognition as Superman in the DC Extended Universe from 2013 to 2023, and he brought Geralt of Rivia to life in Netflix's popular fantasy series The Witcher from 2019 to 2023. Beyond these iconic roles, Cavill has showcased his versatility with appearances as Sherlock Holmes in Netflix's Enola Holmes and its 2022 sequel. He began his career with roles in film adaptations like The Count of Monte Cristo and I Capture the Castle, and has since appeared in a range of TV series and films, including The Man from U.N.C.L.E., Mission Impossible Fallout, Argylle, and The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. Henry Cavill is the perfect choice for the new Tarzan adaptation. His experience with iconic roles like Superman and Geralt of Rivia shows he can bring depth and charisma to legendary characters. With his impressive physical presence and acting range, Cavill has the star power and talent needed to breathe new life into Tarzan. Plus, he's now free to fully dedicate himself to the role, making him an ideal fit for this exciting reboot. As for the Jane Porter, I think Sydney Sweeney should play the part. She first caught people's attention in 2018 with her roles in the TV series Everything Sucks, The Handmaid's Tale, and the limited series Sharp Objects. She then appeared in Quentin Tarantino's film Once Upon a Time in Hollywood in 2019. Sweeney became widely recognized for her roles in HBO's Euphoria and the first season of The White Lotus, earning her 2 Primetime Emmy nominations. In 2023, she portrayed reality winner in the drama film Reality and led the successful romantic comedy Anyone But You. In 2024, she starred in the superhero film Madam Web and produced and starred in the horror film Immaculate. Now the big question is, can Sony's Tarzan avoid Warner Brothers' failures? Warner Brothers faced challenges in making their Tarzan resonate with modern audiences, which might explain Sony's interest in a total reinvention of the character. Tarzan has a rich history in pop culture and cinema, but his origins in a different era bring forth issues of colonialism, race, and gender that clash with contemporary sensibilities. While Yates's film made efforts to address these issues, it ultimately fell back into problematic territory by centering on a white savior narrative. This highlights the complexities of adapting such antiquated source material for today's viewers. Sony's plans for updating Tarzan for modern audiences are still unclear, but whoever takes on the project will face a significant challenge. Tarzan's origins are rooted in a past era, and any efforts to modernize him must navigate today's sensitive political and cultural climate. The next creative team tasked with Tarzan will need to handle the character with nuanced sensitivity to successfully reimagine him for the 21st century. So here are a few things that they need to learn from the first film. First, let's talk about what they did right. Acknowledging colonialism. In The Legend of Tarzan, they really dive into the colonial history of Africa right from the start. Instead of brushing it off like a minor detail, the movie embraces its setting and makes colonialism a central part of the story, which is pretty uncommon for adventure flicks. It doesn't waste Christoph Waltz. In The Legend of Tarzan, Christoph Waltz takes on the role of real-life figure Leon Rom. Known for his immense talent, Waltz sometimes seems like Hollywood struggles to cast him right. But as Rom, he really sinks into the character, reminiscent of his roles in Tarantino's films where he truly shines. A unique atmosphere. The Legend of Tarzan isn't just about flashy visuals all the time. It's a fast-paced adventure that also slows down to be thoughtful and even a bit melancholic at times. The movie mixes vibrant primary colors with hazy blues and grays to create a vivid atmosphere in a short span of time. Samuel L. Jackson's character is just as important as Tarzan. In The Legend of Tarzan, Samuel L. Jackson takes on the role of George Washington Williams, another historical figure. He brings out Williams' significance in the era and how crucial he is to the plot's historical themes. Jackson is his usual charismatic self in the role, displaying a broader range of emotions and having a more substantial impact on the story than his MCU appearances so far. A complete adventure. The Legend of Tarzan stands out among franchise films by offering a fresh take on its iconic main character and a fully developed storyline. Tarzan's emotional conflicts are resolved, and he undergoes significant character development throughout the narrative. Now, let's examine the worst qualities of the film, which the Sony studio and the team can learn from and improve upon. White savior complex. Bringing Tarzan back to the big screen in live action today is undeniably tricky for many reasons that might make it seem pointless to attempt. The movie boldly tackles one major issue head-on, the white savior complex, as Tarzan returns to Africa to literally free slaves. An overly romanticized depiction of natives. The Legend of Tarzan's attempt at post-colonial awareness is undermined by its portrayal of African culture. The depiction of native tribes often feels overly simplistic at best and reductive at worst. The movie shows Congo's native tribes as either overly angelic or mysteriously supernatural, which disconnects them from the realistic portrayal of the world depicted elsewhere in the film. A disjointed story. The fast pace of The Legend of Tarzan is both its strength and weakness. While it effectively covers a lot of narrative ground, it sometimes delivers major plot points out of sequence. This approach does highlight the theme of history shaping the present and future, which the movie handles well. However, at times, it feels like there's too much story crammed into one film, making it seem overstuffed. Already dated computer effects. The Legend of Tarzan boasts top-notch motion capture and practical effects, but its computer-generated effects range from barely passable to quickly dated. Given Tarzan swinging through trees is crucial, it's disappointing how it's realized. Additionally, some animal effects come off more cartoonish than photorealistic. An ultimately antiquated heroine. Despite the movie's efforts to portray Margot Robbie's Jane as a modern, confident heroine, she ends up embodying the damsel archetype she dismisses. She remains more of an objective within the plot. Despite her protests and attempts to assert herself, Jane's role as a passive passenger in the events undermines her character's potential development throughout the story.